talking the state of the NFT market. What are we going to cover? What are we going to dive into? Stay tuned to find out because the market's rocking. We're moving. We're rolling. I'm excited. Kix is excited. So much going on. As always, it's not financial advice. Everything you say is just purely our opinion. Do your own research. Well, let's get into it, Kix. First things
Dude,
first.
good to see you, Easy. Looking good. Feeling good. Been making some good trades. Stacking those salamis. We got to do a show way more often, dude. Way more often. But yeah, let's dive into it. So NFT Worlds, man. Massive news event. I mean, talk about just how quickly something can like collapse or like go wrong. So for those that don't know, was it Microsoft or was it Mojang?
I think it was. Well, technically, wouldn't it be Microsoft? They own it.
Yeah.
They're one and the same at this point. No.
Okay, cool. So they basically announced that they're not allowing any sort of NFT or crypto anything going on inside of Minecraft whatsoever. So these were trading. NFT Worlds is basically a NFT metaverse, a crypto metaverse built on the Minecraft ecosystem. It's like a mod for Minecraft. They had at the high these were going for 18 ETH. Obviously NFT bear market happened. They were still at 3.5 before this news broke, and absolutely cratered down. I think it bottomed out at 0.5. I was actually thinking about sniping some down there. They're back up to 1. So if you bought the dip at the very bottom, potential good little swing trade there. But part of that upward price action is that I Am Mark Dev, who is the CEO, for lack of a better word, of this project, came out and basically said that he was, disappointed in this news event, but that they had options in terms of, pivoting the project. And someone in the Nifty portal, I think, actually grabbed a screenshot of it. But basically, I Am Mark Dev said that they have 2 options. I just pulled it up. One is to transition into their own Minecraft game engine and games platform. He said that there is, there's been dozens of clones of Minecraft, and they could basically go out and acquire one and or build their own, but most likely acquire one. So one option is to acquire like a clone of Minecraft. So they're playing around with that. The second option is to pivot to a GameFi platform as a service for people to buy the tech that they've been building out for NFT Worlds. Like they've been doing some innovative stuff like gasless transactions, in game or whatever. So like in Minecraft, it's all on Polygon, but like when the world token gets transferred, it's all gasless. I don't really like the secondary option, because that feels like they're kind of just like canning the project,
saying screw the worlds. Now we're just going to help a bunch of other projects like take off, and people wanted to back this to get into the worlds. I like option 1 much better here. Much better.
Yeah. I would hope that they would strongly consider that route. Of like, acquiring or trying to build their own tech. Speaking of metaverses, Easy, you and I had a little date in a Solana project called Portal.
It was cute. It was fun.
Funny irony there. This is the Nifty Portal show. But you said they launched in November. So like it's if you're not trying to build like a GTA style metaverse, you can get some functionality probably up in 6 or 7 months. So they could even try to do it themselves.
Well, they spun up that like a ton of the similar kind of like look and feel in that. We'll dive into that shortly here. I just want to highlight this beautifulness NFT Worlds. This is Xspor's Genesis. Adam.
Adam.
Why Microsoft may have opted to eliminate this from their ecosystem. This is fine art. I look at this and I think of oddities. I think of quality art projects like Moonbird Oddities. Big fan of that one specifically, revealing today. Have you seen those?
I said I said in chat, I said this is one of the ugliest things I've ever seen in my life, and that's saying something because I've been in NFTs for a year.
Dude, it's bad. And like honestly, this made me way more bullish on cryptos because like, dude, these look fucking bad, man. I don't know what it is. Like maybe I just don't know art. You know, like
Yeah, you just don't get art, dude.
well, Quad, shout out Quad, hit me on Twitter and was like, "This is just Gremplin art. What'd you expect from it?" Da da da. And I was like, "If anything, bro, this just makes me so much more bullish on cryptodes and so much less bullish on Moonbirds."
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the project name was Oddities, right?
Fair.
So like expecting them to be pleasing on the eyes, I guess, was maybe a mistake by us. And then two, it is Gremplin, and this is Gremplin style art. But I do agree. Like I like cryptodes, I think better than these. So if I was to bet on Gremplin, I would probably bet on cryptodes. But also if you I didn't keep like crazy tabs on the proof ecosystem, but like the proof ecosystem, they got lots of airdrops. Basically and some of them were great and some of them weren't really worth that much. And so I think when you look at I don't think of this as a negative. I wouldn't buy one of these personally, but that's my own subjective opinion. But I don't look at it as a negative to the Moonbirds ecosystem because of the fact that like this seems like one of those kind of like artist collabs that proof has been known to do. And so like I think that there's two things. One, there's going to be like artist collabs, and the other there's going to be like Moonbird's official roadmap of like things that they're actually doing and launching. And I think that stuff is probably going to be the ones that are higher, or like, higher price appreciation or stuff like that. But what are you thinking? You scooping an ugly oddity?
I'm not touching these damn things, bro. I fired off a tweet that was like they spelled atrocities wrong because
I know, I liked it. I was liking your
it's
tweets
a
on this.
beat, dude. I don't know what it is. Dude, I got a ton of flack saying I didn't get the Gremplin art, but like I look at cryptodes and I'm like, if anything, I just want more of the original because it's tough to replicate greatness, and that's what it is. Like you even have some of the Gremplin style like heads here from that we've seen on the toads, similar like look and feel. I like your mindset on this though, that you're looking at it from like a Moonbird's airdrop perspective. Because dude, this is free money. You sold this pre-reveal that's 3 ETH. You already cut it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and at the end of the day, what is it right now? It's priced at the price point of cryptodes. So it's like priced at Gremplin's body of work, right? Are cryptodes still in the 2 range?
I think so. We should actually take a look at that. What are cryptodes at? Because they were sitting at 1 for way too long. 2.39. So they're 0.4 over what could be considered a derivative of cryptodes.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's probably priced fine here. So if anything, you probably see it dip a little further. Oh wait, no. Okay, I misheard what you said. Yeah, it's priced like 0.4 under his official project. Yeah, but even still, I could see it sitting in like maybe the 1.5 range or something like that. But like once again, quality airdrop. He got free money, and it's not like the Moonbird's price tanked. Like when you got this airdrop, it wasn't like priced out. They're still sitting at a very healthy price. Did you see what I linked you over to?
I'm going to it right now. So first, to set the stage here, today, understanding ENSs are still cooking. There was a relatively large ENS sale, and let's see. Yep, stop doing fake bids. It's honestly lame. My guy.eth for 100 ETH that just sold.
But the story behind it
It gets a
is
little bit funnier. There
it
was
gets
an
a
offer.
little bit funnier. So this was a joke by Franklin is Bored, the famous Bored Ape Yacht Club holder who has like 50 plus apes. He did this as a joke. So he bid on his own domain name as a joke. And then a bot or somebody out there made him a like 1.5 ETH actual offer. And he took the 1.5 ETH actual offer and forgot to cancel his own 100 ETH offer on the ENS domain and
Look at this.
basically gave someone $120,000 or something.
Yeah. So, oh no, I lost 100 ETH celebrating my joke of a domain sale, sharing the spoils, but in a dream of greed, forgot to cancel my own bid. He got bid sniped. So it looked like he took the offer and the guy just flipped it back to him.
What about this though? What about this? Franklin is way too smart for this. So this is Franklin's way of losing money to like an
Oh, this
anonymous
is a boat
account.
accident. This is a
This is
boat
a boat accident, dude. He's
boat
saying he
accident.
lost his ledger in a boating accident, dude. Franklin's he's a rocket engineer, dude. There's no
Oh,
way he's messing the shit up.
boat
He doesn't
accident.
smoke weed.
Damn. Maybe this is also his attempt at a bull run on ENS. Maybe he's an ENS whale and we don't know it.
He's really Bloom Capital. Like he has like all these domain names.
Oh my god, dude.
Nah, this is a boating accident, man.
It's gotta be. Lost my ledger underwater. House burned down. It just keeps going. But this is the state of the market right now. Shout out, I guess, the seller who just came up on a 100 ETH bag. Because dude, that's so bad.
The best thing about Franklin though is he won't let this affect him, and he'll like make it back in like he'll make it all back in one trade
easily. And we'll see it on the timeline, the exact trade. But dude,
yeah,
if we look here, that is so tough. Offer of 100 ETH.
What's the account? What's the account that bought it? Do they have anything else?
7BEC4D. Oh, a bunch of miladies.
Okay, now the conspiracy's getting deeper here.
All right, we gotta take a step back here. All right, so now we're deep in milady land. No one wants to be deep in milady land.
No, let's get out of here, dude. Let's get out of here. We've seen too much.
We gotta go. We've
seen too much, dude.
God, I'm sweating, bro. No one wants to get stuck with a milady. Oh my god.
Oof. Dude, it'd be worse than losing 100 grand.
So the other thing we got
Zoonies.
A Solana mint on OpenSea. Taking a look at this. Not selling out. We had an AMA with them today. Me and Chill and Villain. Shout out Chill and Villain. And we openly talked about how we felt with the team, discussed kind of some questions, tried to get an understanding of what was going on with them. Do we like it? Do we not? How we feel about the project, and just kind of have some general conversation. And the AMA was awful, like absolutely awful. They weren't really able to provide value. They want to do a 2D metaverse. They already have a second drop planned and a token with Roulette that's supposed to go live in 48 hours. Roulette's not on chain, so you don't know if it's true RNG and like randomization. And this is OpenSea's first Solana launch on their Magic Eden competitor. So looking at this, you'd hope it sells.
So this is like endorsed by OpenSea.
I don't know if you want to call it endorsed, because on the Sol side, you have launch pads everywhere. So like Magic Eden launches a ton of projects, but they're not like Magic Eden projects. They're just like, they do the mint contract and do some marketing for them.
Yeah, but how's OpenSea doing it?
They're just hosting the contract launch for them. So like connect a wallet and you can start minting.
It's just weird to me because I would think, I guess OpenSea's not like anti-gambling. I guess they haven't really taken a stance on that yet. So maybe not. But it seems like these guys are trying to do like 4 different things. You know, like you should do the gambling, or you should do the 2D metaverse, you know, like trying to do it all. Seems like you're just like kind of throwing things on the roadmap to me.
It sounded like they weren't too sure what their plan was, listening to them this morning. So kind of talking to the team here, it was like they were all over the board on what the actual value add was, where this comes from. They said they had 12 years of crypto experience. So I've been talking about this project on Solana.
Out of a team of 12. That's what they didn't tell you.
Yeah, right. Like it would have to be a team of 30 with 12 years. But talking to them, when we were talking about it, I've been talking about it on the show, Solana Made Easy, 2 at 5 p.m. And my bullish case was like, OpenSea needs this to go well. If they don't, that's a much bigger concern, considering Magic Eden's done a lot of very successful launchpad mints. And a lot of people weren't too sure if they were going to be doing like some insider trading, some watch trading, what they'd get around to kind of drawing some attention to it. So whitelist is still going on for the mint. They're going to end up having a few more kind of people buying into it. But the first 3 buys of Zoonies after mint happened from this beautiful wallet. It was for 120 Sol and 100 Sol. Now already selling those both at a loss. They ended up sweeping like 12 more. The best part is the account was created like today.
So it's wash trading
by
the project owners
or by OpenSea, like one or the other. We've been saying it has to go well. And you can see here, they bought it for 120 immediately after it hit secondary. And now have it listed for 20 Sol less. So at least they're embracing Solana. They're selling for an immediate loss. Like, I'm proud that they know the market well enough.
No, but what I don't understand is they didn't even try to list it like for a gain.
No, immediate $1,000, like $1,200 loss, like immediate.
Yeah, that seems fishy to me. That seems weird. Like, because who in their right mind would ever do that?
Yeah, dude, it was supposed to also be like,
But like, here's the thing: if you own the NFT and you buy it from yourself, then it doesn't cost you anything.
no, well, you
I
lose
think it's wash trading.
you lose like 2%. So right now it's like if they get a sale here, sure, I guess.
That's weird. I don't like that. But yeah, good luck to the Zoonies. I hope you zoom your way to financial freedom.
Dude, and look how bad, like, they don't have hands.
Well, stumps.
Yeah, like,
They
it just makes
they
me
look
uncomfortable.
like a little baby deer just right
Oh,
out of the
just
womb.
just hits the ground running. So this is one of the
Hits the
things
ground
they
running.
said. They said that this is ETH art in the AMA. They said that this is close. They marketed well to ETH because this is Ethereum art. And that
Yeah.
was hilarious to me because I was like, well, what constitutes Ethereum art here? Like, how is this ETH art compared to anything else? Like,
But then
it's
why are you on Solana? Or is that the whole point, that since they're selling on OpenSea, they're trying to attract like Ethereum buyers?
they've been saying that like their end goal here is to try to get ETH money into Sol. And my like question back to them was like, then how come I frequent an ETH space with 1,500 people every day, and not a single person on ETH has brought this project up?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, if that's ethart, it's definitely not saying too much. Yeah, it just seems weird, especially as their first launchpad project. I think they could have maybe been a little bit more patient and done a cooler one.
Well, they were supposed to do another one called like Sphinx Society or something that was supposed to, and then OpenSea actually pushed the launchpad back. So that delay led to another project coming over the top and kind of taking
Gotcha.
market share. You know, and shout out Chilled had to share that. Said my worst complaint was that they don't have arms, and that's the least of the worries. Which I guess yeah, dude, it was a bad AMA. Like there was a point where I was messaging Alex like, dude, what like how did we end up here? Because they just could not create a sentence or value or anything. And so I'm sitting there just like, what is going on? Why are we having this conversation? The team did not seem like it was great. I don't think it mints out personally. We're sitting at a nice 2,600 out of 800, 8,888. And we got all these BS Zune potion active. Public starts tonight at 7 p.m. So we won't know what happens with this for quite a few hours. I wanted to pull up Dune though. Market wise, how are you feeling? How do you feel about the overall NFT space? How do you feel, I guess, about the volume or lack of? We have outpaced last July. It's not saying much because we're barely over that hump at the moment. And comparing last June, we're still downtrending aggressively. What do you think's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I think part of the problem right now is, the crypto market's moving up, which, with a few exceptions, generally isn't good for the NFT market. When ETH is moving up, people would rather sit in ETH, and then usually people become like net sellers of NFTs as they try to, capture some of that ETH momentum. So me personally, I'm not buying here. Um, I would wait for either ETH to like stabilize in a range or go back down. Um, so I think this is just a short term, um, like a short term bad market to like be a net buyer of NFTs, unless like you're going in for a specific trade. Like, specific trades are still going to, work out. Like if you bought the Rugrats at the bottom and you sold them for a 5x, like those opportunities, those quick trades are still there. But like if you're in if you're trying to like, more swing trade on like a multi-week horizon or a month horizon, um, which I like to do, I don't think it's like a great spot to be like buying right now. What do you think?
It's tough for me to want to like get into anything, especially on the ETH side, because I feel like volume is still slower there. When I look at the Soul projects, though, it's all garbage. Like right now, it's like I said it yesterday. I think some conviction plays, this is where you start to accumulate or add to your positions that may be down, that you actually are seeing them try to do stuff. But any
Yes.
type of like new ad or big swing in a small window here is tough because I do think there's more downside risk. I don't know if I think the crypto bottom's in yet. And I know a lot of people are already calling for it, saying the bottom's in. For me, I feel like we just chop on both markets for an uncomfortable amount of time and cause a lot of people to leave. You know, like we've seen a lot of people leave, and I think we haven't seen max capitulation yet.
Yeah, and I mean, you've lived through a crypto cycle. I have been a bystander, but I didn't live through 2017, 2018. I started buying crypto in early 2020, and NFTs January 2021. But I haven't gone through a whole cycle. You have, so you know how
The NFTs are the weird piece here because like that could accelerate crypto movement if more people are buying NFTs. You know, like for me, that's where I'm like hesitant and a little bit nervous because at the same time, it's like this is a new accelerator. It's like a leverage trade on it because of how much more volatile they are and the liquid.
Yeah.
When you get volume, you can typically like compound a gain, which is why I think in choppy markets they do better because the price seems more stable than in like these massive runs up. Like Sol's up 18% in the last like day. So for me, that's nuts. It's down now, but that's crazy to me because nobody wants to make buy or sell anything. They want to keep Sol or ETH liquid so that they can actually recognize the value. In the last cycle, we just chopped for like a year and a half to a point where like it just stomped out every long and every short. And then all of a sudden we got legs once like some new iteration came into play. And the tough part is like
Yeah.
we haven't seen a full year of NFTs.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some sort of a tweet that like said that the amount of like Ethereum transactions is like back to its back to the levels it was a year ago or 2 years ago or something like that. So, um, I totally agree with you. I also think that like when you're looking at the daily volume, like if it really starts picking up momentum, like you can get into the trade, like you can get back into NFTs and still capture a lot of like momentum. If you see like a week of volume just like curling up, like you can get in just like people could do the same with crypto. You know what I mean? You could have sat out on Ethereum ranging from 1,000 to 1,250 for 3 weeks, and you could have bought it when it broke up above 1,300, and you're still up like 20%. You know what I mean? And you took like no risk. You didn't take that downside risk. So I take the same like macro philosophy with NFTs. Of course, I made some buys, like pretty close when we were in that range. Like I got a Moonbird, I got a Clone X, I got some Me Bits, and I'm sitting on those. But yeah, like I would either wait for NFT break, like on a macro sense, I would wait for NFT volume to start breaking out, which, as you said, it could take months or years before I want to like degen trade everything under the sun, like straight bull season mode. And until we get to that point, I think you just want to on existing projects, you want to time your entries. So like right now, I wouldn't want to be getting in to existing projects with like ETH ripping. I'd want to time a better entry. But then with like new projects, I'm still very much interested. As you said, like a lot of the stuff coming out on both sides of the spectrum aren't interesting, but you have to expect that there's going to be some interesting stuff coming in the second half of this year. And, kind of just, sitting around and waiting for those. If you're a swing trader like me, is a good move. And then as you've been doing easy, it's still very much a trader's market. Like you can, if you're actively trading, there's still lots of, win opportunities. You've been hitting a lot of wins over the past couple of weeks.
I mean, like I said, like there's good volume in some projects, mostly newer projects, but like even on the Sol side of things, we're declining rapidly. Like at the start of June, we were still over 100,000 Solana of daily volume. And when we get to 75 now, even myself, I'm talking about like breakouts, and we can see the lulls sub 50 here to a breakout to 75 before retesting it. Until we get like a clear uptrend and new people and new wallets buying into the space on either chain, it's tough for me to have like crazy conviction. The only thing that was interesting to me was on the OpenSea side of things. Total number of monthly NFTs sold shows that there's still buyers in the market, but the tough part is the volume's not there. The total USD equivalent and allocation of ETH isn't present, but the total number of transactions clearly show this chart here is still showing an uptrend on over time, declining from its peak. But it's clear as day to me, like people are still around. OpenSea is still making fee money. Like people
Oh
are
yeah.
still taking part to some capacity, and even active traders. Like
Yeah. I think the active traders is a good one.
that's
It's
crazy
still
to me.
high. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
still very high. Which shows that like this isn't like a fleeting moment. NFTs isn't a fleeting moment. It's here to stay. And we're still early. It's just a question of like timing, timing the next bull run. Um, I I think one of the other interesting things to you know look at is if you scroll up a little bit. Um, Yeah, you were talking about the NFTs sold, right? Like when I think about myself at the like most active, trader, I was probably making at least 1,000 transactions a month, if not like 2,000, 3,000. And now I'm down to maybe 20 transactions a month. You know what I mean? So
making 50 to 100 trades a day on Sol, just moving shit around and getting in and out of stuff. If I make 5 trades in a day right now, it's like that's a busy day for me.
Yeah, so if there's less opportunity, out there on the market, then there's just going to be like less trades overall. But the fact that there's still 300,000 people actively trading, I think is very much a good sign. And I think a lot of the people that were just in NFTs for like the short term money and didn't believe in it at all have been like washed out of the market. And that's why we've seen pricing stability in NFTs with the existing projects, but there's not a ton of new entrants to the market right now, which is why they're not moving and why there's, we're kind of in the no man's land, right? Where there's not new people coming in, but like a lot of people have like already exited. Which I think is a good environment to like it is why there's been a lot of trading opportunities. Like over the last month, like I mean, people in our Discord like Iceman, great trader on Ethereum, has been raking in wins. A lot of other great traders in our Discord have. Um, so it's still very much like a great traders market. I think when I try, I don't. It's hard for me to do the daily trading. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get my money in good, and it's tougher to do that because like you look at this like Rugrats thing, right? It's like 0.9 to 0.5 to 0.26. I mean that's NFTs in general, but like I don't see very many things like sustaining the price action. It's very quick up and downs.
Yeah, and a lot of the things that I'm looking at here too are like, to your point, what's new? What's like a trend that's picking up? Where's stuff moving? Like the new meta. We hit a gambling meta on Sol. I think you and me may take over the stream next week and just degenerate
Let's
like
do it.
30 Solana into a bunch of gambling games. That's probably what's gonna happen. The tough part here dude, that I'm looking at is like there's just no good catalysts. You know what I mean? Like what's gonna Nickelodeon could have been something cool. I don't really know what the full value add is, but they're pumping. Now it's like, what's the next cool thing that's gonna happen? Or are we just gonna plateau in this like faux value add over and over?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I kind of subscribe to your thesis that the most likely scenario is that we chop for a long while. I
Yeah.
mean, the only other way it turns around is if like the Fed realizes that they can't keep tightening and they go back to like an easing standpoint. But see, like even then, I don't think people fully appreciate that like a lot of the speculative money that came in and has now gotten washed out was like stimmy money. You know what I mean? And it was like there was an excess of money coming in. Even if they stop tightening, like it doesn't mean that all of a sudden there's gonna be this crazy excess of money that comes in and the speculation that comes along with it. So I agree with your thesis that we probably for the most part, like, chop for a while, and we need to see some like new innovation and cool interesting things happening to continue to draw like new entrants to the market. And I mean that's why I think Solana in general is very interesting, because I think when you consider like how these reach mass market, it has to reach mass market when these things are costing $20.
You would assume so. And even then it's like, dude,
Like I could go to the arcade, right, and I could spend like 20
right.
30 bucks playing around, or I could buy an NFT like that. We need to get to that level
Probably
where
still get the same dopamine rush, especially if the floor is pumping. It feels a
oh
little bit
yeah.
better than an arcade.
I was at
I'm
the arcade the other day. I was playing a little coin game I love it, where you drop the coins and you're trying to push them all off the side, dude. I'm like an old man now. That's my game.
You're gonna love the gambling stream next week because that's
Let's do
basically
it.
all it is, but with real life money and no regulation. Nothing negative could happen. We got this dude, Mr. Nugget, who comes on the Soul Show. He's 14. He talks about the casino all the time. It's wicked healthy. Like nothing wrong could possibly happen there. You know.
Dude, I mean, sign me up, dude. It's not illegal to be the gambler. It's just illegal to be the hoster of the gambling.
Yeah, yeah, I like the way when you put it like that. It makes me feel a little bit more comfortable, especially watching all the mayhem unfold. And that's exactly what we had too. So, like, soul side of things, just to kind of wrap up some thoughts here. We had this drop happen. This is all about a coin flip game. 10 soul mint. They raised 3.5 mil yesterday.
Jesus.
Yeah, like crazy, bro. Insane the amount of money that's like that. This was so clear to me that the
And
market's
we're in a bear market.
they raised $3.5 million yesterday on a mint and airdropped 75% of it to existing holders and still made 3.5 million.
Damn.
You can't tell me that.
How?
So they released this thing called Degen Coin Flip. It's literally a 50-50 chance on chain, win or lose. House takes 3%
But
of
they
every.
make money from that?
Yeah, dude, it has like screw you volume on it, like disgusting volume. And they give the royalty back to the original holders. Previously, there was like, I want to say 1,000 or 500. And then they just diluted supply to 20,000 and airdropped 20. So yeah, there had to have been 1,000, maybe like 900 or something. But they airdropped 28 per to each person. And so that was the crazy thing here.
So if you got in on this early, how much are you up?
It depends, because like if you want to say get on it early, they pumped to like 420, I think.
420.
420 soul at a peak of like $100, so like 42 grand. But the thing was, they sat pretty low, and they've been giving back, like the contract automatically returns royalties every 24 hours to the current holders. So like they've used on-chain functionality to provide a royalty share for gambling meta for an extended period of time, and basically just did a stock split here.
Yeah, well, I mean, what I expect, Wolf said DGen Fat Cats is like getting early step and shoes. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that analogy there.
I don't know about that one, because you know
Yeah, it may not go to the same. Yeah, I don't think it'll get the same like mass market kind of appeal. But I do like that they're doing all of the stuff on chain too. I think you got to like respect that. And it's not all like just black box on a website. Like they're all of the values being transferred on chain. I think that's pretty badass.
I was a big fan of that too. Let's actually take a look at what DGen coin, a 460 soul floor. Yeah, 555 supply. So they gave 28 per to each holder of the coin, and then the other 7 went to a public mint. So it had like 3,500 public mint at 10 soul each. Yeah, dude, they made insane amounts of
So
bread.
what is that you're showing right there? It's
This is the
460.
original pass. So this was the first one before the stock split. So before they did a dilution of the supply, this was the original mint. So if you owned one of these, you were getting whatever the royalty and revenue was from DGen CoinFlip divided by 555. And then they diluted it with DGen Fat Cats, where you turn in your coin and they give you 28 cats per coin. So I actually hammered the under, thinking that DGen Fat Cats would go under mint and the holders would actually not diamond hands it. And I was taught like terribly wrong. Clearly, you can see they're sitting at 13. So still holding
Gamblers just built different, dude.
It's crazy, bro. Those diamond hands will just take any profit they can at any point. Like, yeah, it's the market we're in. We're seeing a bunch of gambling. We just had Soul Crash. Have you ever seen Crash on Stake, like the little rocket ship that goes up at a like a multiplier?
No, show me.
Oh god, dude, this is gonna be bad. All right, we'll play a little bit of this. Let me get it up. Soul Crash. Here we go. Let me make sure I have a wallet that's got like a salami in it. Perfect. Oh, it's offline for maintenance. Oh, of course. Gotta love it on a Heroku server. Let me see if we got another one here. So, because there's a million different Solana-based casinos, but I just don't know which one will actually let us use it here. Do they even have Crash on this? This is gonna be bad. Man, where the hell is Crash? I want to find this so bad now, because this dude, you would love this game.
So it multiplies, then you got to like pick your exit,
Yes.
or you lose it all or something.
Yeah. So, all right, I found the site that'll let us play real quick. We won't go too heavily into this because we'll spend an entire stream just gambling. Whatever. All right. Let's see if this lets me in. I did find Soul Casino has this, so I'm gonna see if it'll let me log in here, and we can play a singular round of Soul Crash. Oh, this thing's not even working either. It looks like Crash is down on both of them. Basically, it's a stupid rocket ship that goes up. Somebody explained it to me. The best way to look at it is it's a mint, like a mint button. You're either going to get a 3x or you get rugged. And somebody yesterday lost like 47 soul in like a 6-hour span.
Damn.
Yeah, which like that's honestly not even that bad.
That's not too bad. You can lose it more in at Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Dude, you can lose all that in a singular flip. Yeah, nothing is in this video is financial advice. Please degen responsibly. Thanks, XP. We appreciate you. We'll leave that up. We'll leave that up. Let it rock. Oh yeah. So there's a few people are sending me ones like bust a bit for Bitcoin. You can use stake, but we'll get into the degen gambling stream tomorrow. The other thing I wanted to, or not tomorrow, next week. Sorry, I lied to you all. The one thing I did want to cover here too. You can actually see like Zoonies already on secondary, barely sitting over mint price. So the OpenSea thing it's going to be crazy because that's a direct competition to Magic Eden now. And what I wanted to wrap on was like these marketplaces going back and forth and looking at this stuff. I'm curious about like which one of these is going to cause more of a disruption. Supposedly Magic Eden's going to be launching an ETH launch pad. Supposedly we're going to see the competition on OpenSea with more launches. Do you think that they should kind of stay in their own lane, or is there value in cross chain here
for OpenSea?
And Magic Eden going to the ETH side?
I think it makes sense from the perspective that like if you look into the future, like a lot of people are going to probably be like trading on multiple chains, like especially the power traders. You know what I mean? Like there isn't a lot of overlap between like Solana and Ethereum now, but you would imagine that eventually maybe it's looked at like, you know, yeah, there's some people that just trade tech stocks and there's some people that just trade commodities, right? But there's a lot of people that trade both, right? And so like when I go onto E-Trade, right, like I can, you know, buy stocks, but I can, or like growth stocks, but I can also buy McDonald's. Like I can buy everything under the sun. I can buy international stocks. You know what I mean? So it makes sense, total sense for me from a marketplace standpoint that they would want to cater to both ends, but you need to look at it as a long-term investment, right? Because like it's not going to materialize right away. Like Magic Eden's not going to go to Ethereum and get like any significant volume out of the gate whatsoever. But like if they're looking at a multi-year horizon where they keep, you know, becoming the dominant factor on Solana and we become more cross-train as traders, then they could get a lot more volume because it's more convenient to sit all in one platform and do all of your trades than to like ping pong between a lot of different platforms. So I don't mind the move from like both ends, but I don't think either end's going to see this like blockbuster success for at least a year.
I think the bigger thing here is that if we start to see an ability to drive like a cross chain buying and selling, like I can sell it in Sol and then use ETH to buy something on an ETH marketplace or vice versa. That's where then I think neither market really matters. It then comes down to like aggregators like Gem, Genie. We have
Yep, totally true.
So like
I
that's
use Gem all the time, man. Like I like trading on Gem. It's like faster and cleaner, and I feel like I have a lower chance of like messing something up or getting scammed.
And I can do everything in bulk, so like it makes I can take a half second longer to make sure it's right and just apply it to everything. The other thing that I looked at too is like I don't even use Magic Eden much aside from like having to list at the moment. Most of my buys come from like NFT Soloist, which is the nerds tool that you can buy right on.
Yep.
And then I'll look at like aggregators like Hyperspace and Coral Cube to get an idea of the price. But they include those listings in Soloist. So I can buy from all three marketplaces in one line and actually get the cheapest option. So I think that's like the crazier part here is we're starting to see, does this end up being an aggregator place or like do the marketplaces end up just kind of being their own like niche? To your point, like it probably could, especially for like power users or people who only trade Sol or only trade ETH.
Yeah, man. And I think a lot of people are probably like, you know, 80-20. You know, I'm like 80-20. I got my Solana bags, you know. I trade Solana. I'm just not there as frequently. And then I trade ETH a little bit more. But as you said, I would love just like an aggregator where I can like hook in all my wallets and I can just, you know, trade them like they're the same thing. You know what I mean? That's the future for sure. By the way, dude, Tesla earnings came out
I just
and they,
the screen right here.
yeah, they said they sold 75% of their Bitcoin.
936 million of their digital assets have been sold. Is there a better way to go out of this episode than highlighting the crypto doom and gloom and the price going straight to zero?
Let me check my see how bad I am in my Coinbase account. Let's see.
I love that you're just like ultimate boomer here, just running Coinbase, checking stocks with baby seats on the ads. I love it. I live for it. I live for it.
Down a little bit. Ooh, that's a nasty wick down on the news.
The market's mad for sure, because dude, like I'm more surprised people didn't know this wallet, or like, do you think they were smart enough to diversify the funds and sell slowly over time, or do they just have one hot wallet and it's Elon from a Coinbase account?
Elon shorted Bitcoin going
Just
into
slam
this.
the hell out of it. Net short.
100%, dude.
He definitely uses like
shorted.
KYTX. There's some decks where he doesn't have to KYC and just lets it fly.
I don't think it's I don't think it's a news event, really. I'm surprised. I would think that the market maybe bounces a little bit
Tesla's
off of this. Yeah, it's just like okay, what they sold $1 billion worth of like crypto. Their whole strategy was like weird from the get go because they were like I bought a bunch of crypto, and then they were like, yeah, you're going to be able to buy like Tesla cars with like Dogecoin and stuff like that, and then they like walked it all back, and now they've sold the bottom. I mean, it's just
It was
like why are people looking at that as like someone that they should like that should influence their crypto strategy? Yeah, that's like following Jim Cramer. You know what I mean? Like for your crypto strategy, like you're gonna literally buy the top and sell the bottom.
It's not going to go well, but hey, this is the state of the NFT market. Thank you for tuning in. We covered the Tesla earnings. all the fun with Minecraft and NFT Worlds. Discussed a few things here about Solana and Ethereum and how we feel. Thanks for tuning in and catch us tomorrow. Shout out Kicks. Hit the like.